Who of you can tell me, in EGD, how many parts do we divide a circle into? 12 parts. Which would then, if I've got to draw a semicircle, for instance, how many parts do I have? 6. And a quarter of a circle?
3.
Okay. We understand how this works now. Now, as you can see in this drawing, we have a full circle here. Okay, so how many parts am I dividing that into? 12. Okay. So, question. The front view and auxiliary view of a right cylinder and a starting point O. So the starting point O is obviously that given O over there. Okay. Instructions. Draw to a scale 1 to 1 the given front view, the top view and the left view. Show all necessary construction and no hidden detail is required. Okay. Now the problem with most people is they don't go and read the question. They read what type of drawing it is, so it's an isometric drawing, and they go draw the isometric drawing, but then they didn't go and read the question, and that question says, okay, for instance, now you have to section the drawing, and now you lose out on those marks from the section. Or in this drawing, you go and assume that you have to go and draw the right view, but then you were supposed to go and draw the left view. Okay, and I've seen in some of your tasks, you have made that mistake. You were supposed to go and draw the left view, and you're going to draw me the right view. Okay. Please read your question before you go and do the question. Okay. Now, first of all, we need to go and do the given front view. So that is this one over here. Okay, that's my given front view. What is that called? Don't say top view, because it's not.
No,
auxiliary view. Okay. So we're going to go and draw our auxiliary view. Now first of all, we look at that, and that is a diameter of 60. Okay. What do I set my compass to?
30.
30. Why? Because to draw a circle, we don't use the diameter, we use the radius. Set compass to 30. There I have my circle. Alright? Now I need to go and draw in my center lines for that circle. Why? Why do I have to draw in center lines? What does each circle always have? Center lines. All circles have center lines. Okay. We're going to draw in our center lines. Okay, there's my center lines. Now, I have to go and divide my circle into 12 pieces. So, I'm going to do that. Do we do this dark? Why not? Because it needs to be in instruction lines. Okay. Okay. How many parts do I have there?
8.
8 parts. I need to have? Alright. 12 equal parts. Which means each quarter has to have how many parts in it?
3.
3 equal parts. Okay. If I do that, with that line there in the middle of each quarter, will I get 3 equal parts now? No.
You get 4.
You get 4. Okay. Right? So now, I use my 30-60 and it didn't work. Why? Because of the angle that the circle is placed on. You see, it's placed at a 45-degree angle. Okay. If it was placed at a 90-degree angle, yes, by all means, use your 30-60 because then it will work out. Okay. But if I take my 45 degree now, 45 degrees, that only gives me three angles, 90 degrees being one of them. Can I go and divide this into 12 equal parts? With a 45 degree triangle? No, I can't. So what do I have to do? You can tell me. Both triangles. I can use both triangles. How am I going to get the correct angle if I don't know what it is? Okay. If you use if you look at a circle, it is a revolution. Okay, because a circle is a revolution. Okay. How many degrees is there in one revolution? 360. Okay. 360 degrees in one revolution. Okay. That means that if I take 360 and divide that by how much? By 12. Why 12? Because we need 12 pieces. Okay? The 360 divided by 12 gives me 30. Okay, so that means that each section or each equal part of this this circle is equal to 30 degrees. Okay, so you take your protractor.
Is there another way you can do it without?
So you take your protractor, you go set it down over there. Oh, one way you can do it is off 30, 60, 90, and so on. Okay, but what is another way we can do it? We can take a crack at giving me an answer.
Take your protractor, you mark it off, so whatever you want to keep going out of the circle.
That's exactly what I explained now.
We can just go through all of them, point by point.
What is another way I can do this?
We just draw it all the way down.
No, I'm saying nothing. Yes, it's all rings.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
You said protractor, not compass.
It's the same thing every country.
It's not the same
Okay,
thing.
all you got to do is measure that distance.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean, okay?
Yeah, I
I
know.
always say it's compass.
And you just go mark off
Or the
all the points that you need.
that red will make it very complicated. It's a button.
Okay, we all understand so far what's happening?
Yes, sir.
What do we need to remember
I think
about a circle? Most important fact about the circle.
Well, it's 360.
It's 360 degrees.
All of it is 180.
no.
How many parts does it have?
12.
So then that is the most important thing that we need to know. You can divide a circle into 24 parts. You can divide a circle into 36 parts. But in EGD, we always have 12. Okay. And then obviously it's self-explanatory that if it's a half a circle, then it has 6. If it's a quarter circle, then it has 3. Okay. There we go. Now we have all our divisions. Okay. So we've drawn this and we've divided it. Now we need to go and draw this. What is this called?
A rectangle.
It's not a rectangle.
Oh, it is.
It's not a prism. There we go, a cylinder. Okay.
Is that XY?
Yes, sir. XY line. XY line. And there we have the bottom or top of our cylinder, right? And then we take down the important points. So that one and that one for now. Okay. Now we want to go and measure 80 millimeters to get the full cylinder, right? Okay, do you see what we've done so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have our auxiliary view of the cylinder and our, what view is this? Look at the projection symbol, it's first angle of the graphic. My front view.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's my front view. And now what I'm doing is, all these divisions that we can see, every single one of those little parts that we've divided the circle into, we're taking down. Okay, so we can take one.
So how do you talk? What do you again?
It's first angle.
What was that?
First angle means
You
that
read this or you just look at it?
you read this, you know that this is your front view, you're given front view, okay?
So this
But then
is the eye.
this is your first angle of the graphic projection. This is your projection symbol that you're using, okay?
What's the other one?
Then the other one's third angle. So this is first angle. First angle means that your top view is at the bottom, your front and side view is at the top. Third angle means your top view is at the top and your front and side view is at the bottom.
That's what the symbol is.
Yes. Okay, are you with me so far? You're all with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Who has a little idea of what we should be doing now?
Say again, sir?
Who has an idea of what is the next step?
Yeah.
Important, very important when doing solid geometry.
You mark.
Label. Okay. So we're going to go and label the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4,
You always start in the
5,
middle.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Please do not worry about, oh, so where must I start labeling? So is my labeling correct? You can label however you want to label. It's your own preference. Okay, labeling is your own choice. Where you want to start, where you end off, that's your own choice, as long as you're using the correct and corresponding labels. Okay. Now, what do we do? What we tell you? We've labeled the auxiliary view.
You label the bottom.
Now we label the front view. Okay. So, this is 4, and that is 10. This one would then be 3 and 5, because there's 3 and there's 5, they're on the same line. This one is then 2 and 6, because they're on the same line. This one is 1 and 7, because they're on the same line. This one is 12 and 8, Because they're on the same line. 9 and 11 because they're on the same line. Are you with me? Okay. Now we have our labels. Okay. What is the next step?
You measure.
XY. Okay. Why didn't I measure? Why didn't I measure 5 millimeters away from
Because you
here?
don't have to. Because it's not
Because I
enough space.
first have to go and find out
If there's enough
if there's
space.
enough space. Okay. How do we find out if there's enough space?
You should count this
Use my compass. Okay. So we measure from this XY up here
to the highest point.
to the furthest point, which would be 7. Okay. Put it on this XY, and we see it fits in. Okay. Now we're happy. That works out. We can leave the XY line right there. Okay. Next step. Bring my lines down. Okay.
So on one of the YouTube videos, right? So the guy labeled ABC and one here.
For 2 different shapes. What you should be doing. You have 2 different shapes on the drawing. You should be labeling one shape ABC and the other shape 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we see I've gotten these lines over here for that line over there. We're going to do the same for this one. Okay, I'll do that afterwards so you don't get confused. So I'll start labeling or start plotting my points for this or these lines. Okay. They're a bit light on the board, so I'll make them a bit darker. But yes, basically, doing solid geometry with a circle or a cylinder or a cone is the concept stays the same compared to doing it with a hexagon or a cube or whatever it is that you're doing it with. The concept stays the same. The only thing that's different is the fact that you now need to go and divide your circle into 12 parts, and then you also have to go and draw this in freehand. Okay, now I'm going to start plotting my points so you can understand. We'll start with 4 since that's on the point. Now I'll go measure in 4 from XY. I go measure 4. Okay, with me? Follow 4 and put my metal point on the XY and go mark it off. And then I'm going to go and label that 4. And you're going to do that with all your points. Okay, so you can see that 10 and 4 are the same distance, so you can just go and plot that over there as well. 10.
So this is the freehand.
Okay. Now as you can see, I've got all those points there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 12 again. Okay. Now what you're going to want to do is go and draw that in freehand. So you just draw in all the points in freehand. You know this is a circle, so there we have our circle in freehand. Okay, I'm going to do that dog. Okay, so there's our circle. Why does it look like an oval?
So you see that from
Because you're seeing it from an angle. Okay, that's why it looks like an oval. So if your circle now finally looks like an oval after you've plotted the points, don't be scared, that's because you're looking at it from an angle. Okay, why can I draw this side dark? Because it's my top view, I'm looking at it from the top, so we see that's my top view. If I'm looking from there, we know that we're going to see that. Okay, so we can go and do that down. Okay, now we do the same for the bottom side. Okay, so we're taking all the lines down. And we go plot it in. Okay. Now, do I have to go and plot them in with my compass?
You can just draw it like
You can just draw a straight line across, correct? Why? Because it just makes everything
that.
easier. Okay, so I'm going to draw the top and the bottom dark. Why? Because it is a cylinder and we can see them. Okay, you see that? Now we can take all the other points across.
So you're free.
I don't know the practice. Okay, now we go and plot in our points. Okay, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there, 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 and there, and then we can go and draw it in. Okay, and then which semicircle am I going to draw down? The top half or the bottom half? Top or bottom?
The bottom will be
The bottom. Okay, why?
Just the bottom is the one you can see.
Because that's the one I can see. Okay.
See that, right? It's in the top. Okay. It's the bottom.
Okay, do we see what that's supposed to look like? Hmm? Do we see what the top view looks like? What do? We go and tick off that we've done the front view, tick off that we've done the top view. And then we go doing the left view. Okay, I'm not going to do the left view, I'm going to let you do that by yourself. Okay, same concept. Same concept. Taking lines across, plotting points, doing freehand, that's it. Okay, but now, what I want to explain to you is, what does this drawing not have that most of the drawings are going to have, or all the drawings are going to have, that you will be doing? A section line, my AA line. Okay, cutting plane. So we call it a cutting plane. Okay, this one does not have one. You will be doing one, whether it's in a task or an exam. You will have a cutting plane. And more often than not, they're going to ask you for a true shape. Okay. Do not get scared of the cutting plane. Why? Because it's the same concept. Okay, let's say my cutting plane, I'm going to use this drawing as an example, put my own cutting plane on. Let's say my cutting plane was put over there, cut straight through the cylinder. Okay, what would I do? I would take each and every one of those points down and then go plot my cutting plane points. Okay, so let me do that. So this one is on 4 and this one is on 10. Okay, if I go and plot my cutting plane points in, we take that one down, we can see that is cut over there on line 3 and 5. Over there, 3 and 5. Alright, you with me? So on line 3 and 5 going to that point. So from 3 and 5 over here going to there. It gets cut there and there. Okay, next one. On 2 and 6. So there's 2 over there and over there. So we go to the next one. One and 7. There's 1. There's 7. Next one. 12 and 8. 12, 8. Next one. 9 and 11. There. There, and then obviously that last point is there. Okay, you with me? Understand? Then I'll just go and basically draw in what my cutting plane looks like. We see that. Okay. Now, let's say it's a cutting plane. This is a top sectional view, right? So we cut it off. So basically, that whole top view, that whole top part there, is cut off. This is what we're seeing. Okay. So if I had to go and draw that in dark for you, this is what we're going to see. We're going to see this entire
Inside or outside?
We're going to see this entire oval. Okay. That entire oval is going to be seen. Okay, and then it's going to be sectioned. Okay. Now I'm going to go and erase all the things you won't be able to see. Who can tell me what it is?
So you only want to see that.
You won't be able to see this, or this,
Yeah.
and then obviously this little circle in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything else will be able to be seen. You see how the sectioning works for these types of drawings. Are you all with me? Okay. Anyone with questions? Nothing. We understand this now.
Even the font.
Okay.